So let's go to, I think we got to talk about 9-inch. Huge updates from Hexy Bastard over the last couple of days. I believe he spoke at the PulseChain conference, probably, where I think he
did.
announced some of them there. Yeah.
He did.
Which, we'll kind of acknowledge, obviously, the huge PulseChain conference as well, huge efforts from Matty Allen and all that stuff, which was terrific. But 9-inch with some big time updates here. So we've got V3 on 9-inch has launched. Hexy Bastard was kind of away for a while. Now he's back. Just started a round of interviews. I just saw him on with Corey Costa a little bit earlier today. But they launched V3 liquidity, as well as stable swaps, which will also allow for yield on stable coins, which people are always, after in the bear market, different LPing and things like that. You told me they already had this feature, but earlier I heard Hexy Bastard say this to Corey Costa, that the auto DCA method that they have is his favorite thing that they're doing right now. Basically that you can set an auto DCA into a token with all these different types of intervals, whether it be like per block or however you want to do it, like amount, like there's basically all these parameters and dials that you can tweak for how you want a DCA to occur, which obviously helps you with slippage and things like that. So just terrific updates by these guys. And it's cool to see him working so hard. I will say straight up, and I know I'm not the only one, like I think I judged him stupidly off of a couple of fairly inebriated streams he was on, where I, hadn't seen much more of him. But seeing him speak today and at the PulseChain conference and stuff like that, I mean, the guy has a good head on his shoulders, is very smart, knows what's going on with this, and is unbelievably driven. So, yeah, kudos to him. And yeah, 9-inch, basically the second biggest DEX behind PulseX right now. So what do you make of some of these updates? What are your experiences or feelings about 9-inch? And then I have a couple follow-ups here for you about that.
Yeah, lots of stuff, man. These guys are building like crazy. I know a lot of people gave him grief about because he had a sacrifice. And there were a lot of people that were upset and pissed off that he didn't provide a bunch of liquidity and he didn't do a whole bunch of other things. When they sacrifice their money, they forget what it means. So all these people thought they had a right or expected him to do something. Well, it turns out he's been building.
Right.
He also, I don't know, did you hear about the Lowest of Stakes, the movie?
Yes, I still didn't watch it, but yeah, I
haven't watched
I
it
love
either.
I love the idea.
But just stuff like that. He's marketing, he's doing things, he's building. He's obviously, I don't think he's a dev, but he's hired devs. Maybe he is himself. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but either way, this is that DCA. It's called Inch by Inch. So it's a pretty cool platform.
Just the tip.
Yep, just the tip. It says I want to allocate this token to buy this token and you can change this to every 1 day, every 2 days. You can do every block. You can do every 2 days if you want. Over.
That's my token right there, I guess. The Boi Crypto token, BBC.
Yeah,
okay.
BBC.
Thanks. Yeah.
So that is their token on 9-inch as well, and I believe that as well is their fee token. So that's another good one out there. But yeah, so I want to allocate Pulse to buy BBC every 2 days over 12 orders. So that will cover basically 24 days. And it's cool. It will just dollar cost in at whatever time every 2 days. It's a pretty cool tool, man. That'll give you a nice average play. You might catch some dips. You might buy some higher if you want to do that. But, I like to have a little bit more control. But for people that may be going on vacation and say, hey, I'm going to allocate some, let's DCA over the next 2 weeks until I get back. And hopefully I catch some good prices. Cool way, so, there's that. There's there's all kind of tools. There's a deploy where you can deploy that. I know GoPulse has that as well. There's staking, there's farms, there's all kind of cool pairs where they have, and some decent, look at this, a 9-inch die pair is earning 165%. on your
Wow.
farms. So there are some definitely good ones if you're up for that kind of risk.
Yeah,
There's
a little
here's
risky, but
the
yeah.
PLSX pair that you and I both like. You're getting 12.6 APR over here, and I believe you're earning the 9-inch token. So, whereas on PulseX, you are earning the incentive token. So, just a little bit different. But yeah, there's a lot of cool pairs. You can pair Hex and EHEX too, I believe. Here's that pair.
Used to be able to do that on PulseX.
You used to be able to, and you got profit for it. I think they're still on the V3 level of you can do it and you just get the fees. But this one you earn BBC and fees. So check it out if you're a liquidity provider type person and want to play around with some of these. Just again, be careful of the loss, the impermanent loss feature, but stay on top of it. And yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm impressed by all the stuff that they've done and continuously doing. Kudos to him.
I totally agree. Yeah. And I'm excited to see his stretch of interviews that he says he's going to be doing over the coming weeks for sure. I want to ask you this because I don't know if I heard it in his actual interview with Corey today, but people are asking like, okay, why are we getting, not that they don't want these, but hey, why is it so easy for 9-inch to like implement all these changes, implement all these things that we've wanted PulseX to have, and they're just doing it easily. And it's here and they're doing it and it's fine and we love it. But why doesn't PulseX have anything like this? Why doesn't PulseX have single-sided? Why does PulseX basically have nothing that all these people have wanted is what they're saying basically, other than the buy and burn already in there, which, no other DEX really utilizes in crypto.
Right.
And people have been saying that. And Hexy Bastard on that interview today had some good takes. And I agreed with him where it's like, in my opinion, well, number one, they're more larger full-scale changes that PulseX would have to make. But the bigger point to me is also that I think it's 100% intentional that PulseX has not put any of them out yet. I think it's purely a marketing thing. I
Yep.
think that it's like, we're waiting for uber bullish times to come. ETH new all-time highs, ETH ETF approval. All of a sudden, oh, what do you know? PulseX has single-sided staking or limit orders or whatever. And, the green candles resulting from that news are there and they're sustainable rather than some of these limp ones that we had back in March that have basically evaporated already.
Yep. Yeah, my
Um,
personal opinion is that those things will get launched when we are in the start of the stride, I think, of the bull market, when things really start to take off. It's going to be one of the initiators for that. You start to see these features come up and look out. I think that probably means that the non-believers are out finally.
mhm,
Why would you want to reward these people that don't believe, right? I
right.
think that's part of it, and I agree with you 100% that it's totally intentional. I'm not releasing all these features for all these ungrateful MFs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would I do that? Why would I reward them and give them something when I know they're this close to selling their bags and leaving
Right.
because they don't believe in what we're doing here? So completely agree. I think it's all marketing, and I think he's waiting until the right time. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think so too. I would be doing the same thing. And something Hexy Bastard said today, which makes a lot of sense too, is like he also, is in tune and they're in tune with everything that's going on with the market right now. I think the phrase he used was that they're in the trenches and he knows exactly what people want right now. And, there may be a lot less to lose for him and that team for launching certain things right now if it isn't like the most green candle, friendly environment at the moment. Whereas for PulseX, you really want to kind of more so capitalize on that because there's a lot more money already sitting in PulseX. I mean, the whole reason that it's performed the way it has over the last year is because of how much money was already in there. So,
Right.
yeah, I think it's just easier. Not that it's easy, but I think it's easier to make the decision if you're 9-inch to implement some of that stuff right now. Whereas PulseX, you have to be a little bit more careful with, the leverage that you're putting on those kind of announcements. So
Completely agree.